Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of English B to C. In this podcast, we take one real-life story and retell it 4 times. First at B1, then B2, C1, and finally C2. By following the same story step by step, you'll notice how the language grows richer and more complex at each level. Today's story comes from a trending news event. A so-called CEO walked into a coffee shop, and what happened next was shocking. Are you ready to start? Let's begin with the B1 version. One day, in a coffee shop, some customers were smoking. The staff asked them to stop because smoking was not allowed. In the group, there was a man people called a CEO. He lifted his hand. After that, another man in the group walked to the cashier. He hit the cashier in the face 2 times. The staff fell down. Then the CEO lifted his hand again and said, "Stop, stop, stop!" The man stopped hitting and went back to his seat. Later, the police came to check the case. The man who hit the staff was taken away. People on the internet talked a lot about this story. Great job following the B1 story. Now let's move to B2. You'll hear more details and some longer sentences. In a coffee shop, a group of customers were smoking, even though the place had clear no smoking signs. When the staff reminded them, the situation became tense. Among the group was a man dressed formally, wearing a suit and tie. Social media quickly labeled him the CEO. At one moment, he raised his hand, and almost immediately, another man from the group stood up, walked to the counter, and punched the cashier twice in the face. The young employee fell down in pain and shock. Then the so-called CEO raised his hand a second time, this time shouting clearly, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" Hearing this, the attacker suddenly backed off and returned to his seat. The police were called, and the attacker was arrested. As the story spread online, many people debated whether the CEO had given a signal to attack or whether it was just a coincidence.